You're in a meeting, not a dramatic one, just normal. You're presenting something you worked on quietly, carefully, like you always do. And then a coworker cuts in and says it. Not feedback, not a question, an insult. Maybe it's subtle. That's not really how competent teams do this. Maybe it's direct. This is amateur. And the worst part isn't the words, it's the audience. You feel your face get hot, your chest tightens, your mind starts building a comeback faster than you can breathe. Because in that moment, your nervous system doesn't hear an opinion. It hears a threat, and you can feel it. If you respond wrong, you don't just lose your composure, you lose your position, your reputation, your future leverage. So here's the real question. How do you become emotionally untouchable without becoming cold? Today I want to show you 3 ways to handle insults in a way that doesn't require witty comebacks or forced confidence. A method built for quiet people, analytical people, people who want control, not noise. And we'll frame it through one of the most publicly attacked men in modern history. Tolstoy wasn't just criticized, he was targeted by critics, by institutions, by authority. In 1901, the Holy Synod of the Russian Orthodox Church issued a public decree against him, calling him a false teacher and announcing his excommunication in what became a national scandal. Newspapers reprinted it. It was everywhere. The most famous writer in Russia publicly denounced, and Tolstoy's response wasn't rage, it wasn't defensive performance, it was clarity. He wrote that if he ever found a religion more simple, clearer, and more aligned with my intellect and my heart, he would adopt it. Because truth is the only thing God desires. Notice what he's doing. He's not wrestling the insult. He's stepping above it into something larger than ego. That's the foundation. Because insults always try to pull you into one small space, reactivity. Tolstoy refused that space. Now, how do you do that in your life, that when the insult is close, personal, and humiliating? 3 methods. You don't block the attack. You let it miss. Most people think strength is hitting back, but the strongest response is often the one that removes the attacker's reward, because insults have a psychological goal to get a reaction that proves they have power over you. So, emotional judo uses something the aggressor can't work with. Calm. Not fake calm, not suppressed rage. Real calm, because you've already decided, I'm not giving you my nervous system. Here are 3 judo responses. Simple, controlled, quietly dominant. Option A, neutral clarity. What specifically would you change? You're not defending, you're forcing them into specifics. Option B, polite boundary. I'm open to feedback, not insults. You separate critique from disrespect without escalating. Option C, unexpected composure. That's noted. No argument, no performance. You move forward. The key is that you respond like someone who is not auditioning for approval. This is what emotional invincibility actually looks like. Not hardness, non-participation. And that's why it works. Because the insult was supposed to turn you into a boxer. Instead, you become a wall, not a defensive wall. A quiet one. This isn't a statement about your worth. It's evidence of human nature. This is the deepest method, the Tolstoy level. It's where you stop asking, why did they say that to me? And you start asking, what kind of person says that to someone? Because insults are rarely about accuracy. They're often about status, pain, insecurity, dominance, or impulse control. When you shift into that perspective, something changes. You stop being the target, and you become the observer. Tolstoy was publicly denounced, and yet his influence only expanded. The scandal didn't erase him. It revealed what happens when a human being threatens an institution. The institution panics, labels, punishes, and tries to control the narrative. That's the lesson. Sometimes an insult isn't proof you're failing. It's proof you're visible. And visibility triggers people. Not because you're wrong, but because you exist without needing their permission. So when someone insults you, try this reframe. This is not a verdict. It's a signal. A signal that they are dysregulated. a signal that they are threatened, a signal that they are the kind of person who uses humiliation as communication. And once you see it that way, you can choose your real goal, not winning the moment, winning the long arc. Because the ultimate response to insults is not a sentence, it's a life. Let time defend you. Synthesis. Your psychological immune system. The 3-step loop. So here's the full system, simple enough to remember in a real moment. Mirror technique. Extract truth or projection. Emotional judo. Deny them your reaction. Perspective shift. Turn the insult into insight, not identity. And when you repeat that loop long enough, something happens. You become the kind of person insults can't feed on, because you don't give them what they want. And you don't give them what they claim. You give them nothing. That's not weakness. That's mastery. So here are 2 questions I want to leave you with. When someone insults you, are you trying to protect your worth? Or are you trying to protect your image? And what would change in your life if you stopped treating insults like emergencies and started treating them like information? If you want, tell me in the comments. What kind of insult hits you the hardest? The ones about your intelligence, your social presence, or your competence? And if you'd like a follow-up, the next video can be about something even harder. How to handle passive-aggressive people who never insult you directly, but always leave you feeling smaller.